I didn't accept my daughter when she came out as a lesbian. Now, I'm dying of cancer and she refuses to come see me. My adult daughter 24 will not talk to me. I recognize my part of it, and I understand her initial pain, but when I go out of the way to apologize and try to heal with her, and she still perpetuates publicly that I am some monster that has disowned her, I just don't think there's anything I can do. It's in her court now. I was not accepting when my daughter came out as a lesbian. I am a lifelong Catholic. I told her I will always love her, but I don't agree with her choice. I believe you can love people without agreeing with every part of them. For a while, our relationship was rocky until she started dating a girl, and I asked her to keep her relationship separate from our family, and now I realize how wrong that is. She has not spoken to me since. I've reached out multiple times to tell her I'm sorry. She missed the death and funeral of my grandmother who had a huge upbringing in her life because she refuses to talk to me. I've offered to go to therapy with her, she refuses. She no longer even talks to her sisters because of their proximity to me, and says they enable me being hateful and abusive because they won't stop talking to me. She got married last week, none of her family was there. My friend sent me a screenshot of a post she made about how she didn't have a supportive mother to help her plan her wedding or pick out her dress, and honestly it made me so angry. I wanted nothing more but to be there. I understand the hurt I caused, but I believe this goes beyond me. I love my daughter so much, regardless of her life choices. She could be in prison, and I would feel the same way. Commenter 1 I'm curious if you're still not supportive of her choice? I, myself, am a lesbian and I know I would act exactly like your daughter if my parents were like you, but I'm also aware that people can change and realize things later in life. She is deeply hurt that her parent, who was supposed to love her unconditionally, refused a major part of her. She is always going to be somehow hurt by it, but if you're accepting of her now, supportive of her, I honestly think, with time, she could forgive you. You can only show your honest support for her now and hope she lets you back into her life. Original poster I feel the same way as if she were to make any choice I don't agree with. I will love her unconditionally, even if I don't agree with it. I don't think that will change. Commenter 2 when you say you're sorry, what exactly are you sorry for? And what are you prepared to do differently now compared to how you behaved in the past? Original poster I am sorry that she feels like I don't support or love her. Commenter 3 reading your post and some of these comments, I have a feeling your apology is not genuine direct in the sense that you're shifting the focus to you when it should be about your daughter. This comment illustrates that perfectly because it suggests that you are apologizing for hurting her feelings when it goes deeper than that. The fact that you are sorry she feels like you don't support or love her to me a bit like gaslighting in a way since it is subliminal messages of I know I love and support her, but she feels differently so let me apologize and we can all move on. You aren't getting to the root of the problem and using this as a blanket statement for an easy fix, because you didn't show her you love and support her by asking her to keep her relationship separate from the family. How will she feel loved if you've asked her to isolate herself and her relationship with her girlfriend from the family? You not being at her wedding shows how that comment of keeping her relationship separate from the family was taken since a wedding is meant to be a union of two families and yours wasn't there. I think you not acknowledging the relationship she has with her girlfriend and telling her to keep it separate from the family deeply hurt her because you've essentially disowned her by not accepting her for who she is, not because she had done something wrong but because she came out as a lesbian. And the sole reason why you neglected to acknowledge her was because of religion. So, you are putting religion above familial bonds. In your post you said that you don't agree with her choice for being a lesbian but will love her unconditionally. May I ask how that will work? Isn't the whole point of family to be supportive of their choices for the people you love? This excludes bad choices like illegal drug use and stupid financial decisions. You outwardly saying you don't agree with her choice also implies that you do not support her or you support her on the condition that she makes a choice which you agree with. That makes your statement I will love her unconditionally seem meaningless. I don't know if I'm making sense. I can also tell that you're sincere in trying to make amends, but your ideologies and actions contradict each other, and it comes off as hypocritical, which is why other comments are quite harsh. I think the first step in reconciliation is acknowledging her relationship with her wife with your family and extended family, aka not keeping the relationship separate. This will show that you do recognize her as part of the family instead of her being subtly known as the other. The second step is to try and form a relationship with your daughter's wife and her family if you have their contact details. Also try telling her what you have said in the post. She might not fully understand where you are coming from because you seem conflicted when it comes to unconditional love and what it says about being gay lesbian in the Bible, but at least she'll see that you're trying. Mind you, also give it time and don't expect her to instantly forgive you if you genuinely want to be in her life. Baby steps. Update 1 I posted last month about my relationship with my daughter. Now, she will not talk to me at all and has said she never will again. She needs to stop posting about me online, and perpetuating the idea that I disowned her, which is not what happened. I was not accepting when my daughter came out as gay, but since I have told her numerous times that I still love her, even if I don't agree with everything she does and have my own religious beliefs, it doesn't change the fact that I'm her mother. Even if she did something horrible and ended up in prison, I would still be there. She has blocked me on everything, no longer talks to her sisters, She got married over the summer and did not invite anyone. I found out from a friend who is friends with her on Facebook. I wrote her a letter with a gift card as a wedding gift and sent it her. I offered to go to group therapy with her and learn how I can better support her. The next week, she called me for the first time in 2 years and told me to leave her alone and not to contact her again. Which I have respected, but she's gone back to posting about how I disowned her and don't accept her or her marriage. Is there anything I can do? Just accept it. It hurts enough to not have a relationship with her, but for her to continually say these things about me that are not true. I wanted to be at her wedding, was not given the chance to be. Commenter 1. But you don't really accept her. You love her even though you don't agree with everything she does. You judge her and you judge her life. Sometimes it's enough. Editors note I believe they meant, sometimes love isn't enough. She's just tired of constantly putting up with your judgment and comments. Then you equate her being gay to something extreme like her ending up in prison. I get that you are making an extreme to say how much you love her. But you're really saying her homo-intimacy is something within the same realm as that. Love isn't enough. Sounds like your daughter needs respect and acceptance. Acceptance, not just tolerating who she is. I give you a lot of props for being willing to go to group therapy to understand her more, but clearly whatever happened before she hasn't gotten over or forgiven you yet. You don't get to demand forgiveness. Commenter 2. It sounds like she enjoys the attention she must be getting to play the victim. You did your part, you tried to make amends, so my advice to you is concentrate on the daughters that want to be with you. Don't lose them because of her. Commenter 3. Hi, don't pay attention to these people calling you a cultist, lol. Yes, you made a bad mistake by not supporting your daughter when she came out. Nobody chooses their intimacy, so as a parent, you absolutely must support your children when they face incredibly tough situations like coming out. However, you seem to have understood this ever since, or at least you're moving in the right direction, and you still show that you love and care for her and that you still want to be a part of her life. You admit you're willing to go to therapy, so that's also great. However, your daughter is likely to traumatized from your initial lack of support. It's hard to know the details and the extent of the damage done through reading a Reddit post, but that would be my best guess. I can't imagine how difficult it would be for my parents to not support such a basic part of my identity, as much as I can't imagine how difficult it must be to hear your daughter tell you they never want to speak to you again. The advice I can offer you is to sign up for individual therapy yourself first. Not only would you be showing some initiative, but you'd also be better understanding yourself and your position in all of this. Your therapist can offer you an objective, nuanced opinion on all of this. Months from now, you'll be in a more enlightened position to attempt communication again by writing a more nuanced and apologetic letter that maybe with your perspective today you are not able to craft yet. Wish you all the luck in the world, and feel free to DM if you'd like to discuss more details with this situation. Maybe I can give you a more detailed opinion. Update 3. Hi there. I'm a 57-year-old woman who has been a devout Catholic my entire life. I was raised in the church, and so were my 3 daughters. None of them ended up particularly religious, but my oldest daughter came out as a lesbian and is now married. We are estranged. It is my fault. I did not accept or affirm her, and I denied my wrongdoings for a long time, and justified it by using Catholicism. In the past few months, I've been going to therapy and have been going through a crisis of faith and understand how I've hurt my daughter. I've left the church, and now see how it ruined everything. I didn't see my daughter get married, or graduate college, because I choose my faith in the church over her. My priest told me I was making the right decision. Is it too late to fix it? She has blocked me on everything, lives 3 hours away, and is incredibly traumatized by how I treated her and refused to accept it. Commenter 1. I grew up in an abusive household and haven't seen my mother in 8 years. I also went a period of 4 years without seeing my father, but the last 2 years we've been reconnecting. I spent Christmas with my father this year. I didn't even text my mother. The difference? My father started going to therapy and has been consistent working to address our needs. And by consistent, I mean he set up a Sunday Zoom call once a week for my sisters and I to hang out as a family. And he is in it every Sunday without exception, even if we aren't. I once signed in 35 minutes late because I was distracted woodworking, and there he was, sitting quietly, alone, waiting for one of us. And when I showed up late there wasn't any irritation or complaints, he just was glad to see me. He's been driving hours to be a part of my life, consistently, and his behavior has radically changed to show how important being a part of my life is to him. Most importantly though is that his behavior has changed dramatically. When we spoke, the conversation was focused on my needs, not his. For years. Now our relationship is close to regular. I look forward to seeing him. Spending time with him doesn't rack me with guilt or anxiety. He has done the work, and our relationship is all the better for it. My mom texts me once every 4 months, "Hi, I miss you." Or, "Hey, we should get lunch." And then I say yes, that sounds good. And then she never follows up. And the last time I saw her was at my uncle's funeral the day Trump was elected. My point is that you will need to devote years to recovering your relationship. That it will not be easy, or fast. It might not be possible. You will need to speak out, loudly, in support of her marriage, to others. And not to tell her you support her, but because it's the right thing to do, and because you want her to know you are unequivocally wrong. Join GLAAD and become an active supporter of gay children who have been disowned by their parents. Don't tell your daughter until you are convinced this isn't a phase and you can maintain this view and behavior long term. I'm so glad you've left the toxicity of the church. Now it's time to put in the work for your daughter. Update 4: I have stage 4 pancreatic cancer. I was given a very grim prognosis, and the statistics paint a very bad picture. I know you're going to read my past posts and tell me how horrible I am and how I don't deserve my daughter's forgiveness. I'm not going to lie, my beliefs haven't changed, but I love my daughter. I'm terrified I'm going to die without hugging her or speaking to her one more time. I am a grandmother now and I won't get to meet my grandson before I die. My daughter knows about my diagnosis. She's expressed she has no intentions of coming here or reconciling and has told her sisters that she still doesn't want to talk to me. What can I do? Is there no saving our relationship? Please help me. I'm not giving up my faith or changing my beliefs, but I will support and respect her family. Commenter 1: I did not read your last posts, but I am the gay child of a Christian parent who did re-engage after a stage 4 cancer prognosis. I came home, cooked soup, listened to hours of sob stories about cancer changing him and how he was sorry and now we'd be different. I held his hand and prayed with him. He acted like a scared puppy half the time and he was grumpy and hard to be with. Obviously, he didn't feel good all through cancer treatment. He magically, and with good nutrition, got better. We had another year where he was and humbled. Then he came back to his beliefs and made more comments. He reverted in his beliefs and soon became snarky and opinionated with my children. We became estranged again. He's now a life and health coach with a testimonial about how he was so brave and motivated during his cancer treatment. He guides other people on living good healthy lives that fight cancer. He is such a disgusting fraud it makes me sick. I wish I never went back when he had cancer. He didn't change. We haven't spoken now in 4 years and it's the most peaceful years of my life. I honestly wish I had left him feeling guilty and sad as you seem to know instead of giving him my forgiveness during that time. Christians do not change. They abuse us with their judgment until they die. Leave your daughter alone. If you feel horrible during this time in your life, it's only a percentage of pain that you gave your daughter who had to mourn you already, not because you've died but the hope of a good relationship with you has.